Hi guys, here's Jen from No.6 Training. Welcome to the video number 6, and today it's gonna be more story talk, and maybe somebody of you might be interested into this whole story, why No.6 is on the market, how all of it happened, and I'm gonna give you that today. So it was not just out of nowhere, but there was a huge motivation, and the main inspiration was training with battle ropes. And honestly, I love training with battle rope. Battle ropes are great training benefits. There was back in the days, like around 2000, I was training with battle ropes, and those days back, it was not really something that market would be flooded with battle ropes, and it was not that easy to find good quality battle rope. But no matter that, the training was exceptional, and I just was like, wow, I'm impressed. Training with battle ropes more and more, it of course gave me more and more knowledge about that and getting more comfortable with that. And in those days, I got an idea, and you know how it is with ideas, and maybe you get 20 ideas a day, and some of them are those ideas that you can bring to life, and I would say that like 90% of those ideas are like somewhere in the box. And it was really long process. It took 7 years, like from that idea to something real, bring it to life, because then you really need to start digging deep into your idea and how you want to bring it in life. And it's not that easy when you are really trying to have a solution for every single detail. And the reason for that, there were a couple of reasons. First reason was that even though battle ropes are exceptional training, I am, with traditional battle ropes, missing the option training lower body. And I mean lower body in a way like moving from one spot to another, and not just like adding compound movements with battle ropes. So being able to move, accelerate, jump, and really in some resistance or distance, going back and forth. And that was one of the reasons that I was like, battle ropes would be absolutely brilliant, being able to add more lower body training, because they are fantastic for upper body. And second thing was, I'm outdoor guy, guys, and I love being outdoor. I'm not saying all the time, but yeah, I enjoying training outdoors. And if I am gonna create this and bring it to life, I wanna also offer option for everybody. Basically train anywhere, and I mean anywhere. So not just being locked and closed in the gym and studios, but if I will have the feeling I wanna go out, I can do it with that tool. And like I would say, majority of fitness equipment is designed to be used inside, and I want to have options, and not just I have to use it inside, but I can go outside. So it was a second reason. And the third reason was transportability. So if you have battle ropes, it's pretty bulky. It's not that easy to take it with you somewhere. So I was like, if I can get it somehow smaller, more compact, having in the back those ropes, and if I have to, I can easily move with them. And because with a lot of equipment, that's another barrier, that if you got let's say kettlebells, you need to have all different weights, and having a multiple kettlebells in certain weights, because you got a different people, they need different weights. Same with battle ropes. Battle ropes are pretty heavy, and so that was one sort of my things that I want to make better or different. And the last thing was that I was missing education, enlightenment, knowledge, because there were like a couple of workshops and courses on the market about battle ropes, but what I was missing was a really specific system, how to design exercises and how they are connected and linked together, and and putting them into certain training routines, and opening that knowledge to everybody, and really structure it as a whole education system with different training courses, and build up the knowledge from the foundations through like level 2 and going to level 3 to more and more specifics. So there was something that I'm a believer in knowledge, and I was like, if it's a tool, it needs to be backed up with knowledge and bring it to trainers and coaches. So that took those 7 years. It was like really R&D and testing and finding the best materials and best source materials, and trying to solve that multiple problem. Because even though it looks as a really simple training tool, from the technical specifics, it's not that simple, because there were like a couple of variables that they needed a solution, like quality materials for cover sleeve and rubber and webbing and straps and threads and carabiners and all that stuff to bring to the best possible quality. Because over here I was from the beginning aware of the one thing, that average is not gonna be enough, and that's why we had 30 prototypes during all those years, and just testing one tiny thing. If it worked, we incorporated into the second prototype, then changing something else. If it worked, then we had a third prototype, and going really step by step to be able to design everything in the best possible quality. And when I will offer that solution and that training tool, I already wanted to be sure that it's not a lousy, untested training tool, but on the other hand, it's already tested. I know, harder way, longer time, a lot of costs, but it's not like trying to solve problems on the road, but before you got on the road, you already have them solved. And that was something what was really important to me. And last thing was that to be able to maintain that quality when we were able to have finally the first product ready, was that we are gonna be able to control the quality of production. And that's why till today everything is produced in Europe. I know it's not really common to have companies like producing in Europe or in States, because States or Europe are pretty expensive countries and all labor costs are not cheap. But it was one of my visions to 100% control the process, the quality of every single tool, and that gives me a quiet sleep that I'm trying to do as best as possible. So everything's handmade, and I believe that it's the really top quality I can bring to the market. Last part, and this is a little bit maybe apart, like let me take a detour a bit, but in designing those ropes there was one hard thing, and it's not about quality, but it's about resistance. And let me cover that a bit, because that's something really different and specific for elastic resistance. If you have dumbbells or barbells or just weight plates, you know how weight feels. So if somebody's gonna tell you this is 20 pounds, you can say, I understand what is 20 pounds. But if we right now go in a resistance and somebody's gonna tell you that resistance grows gradually and maximum resistance is, let's say, 20 pounds, and it's hard to imagine what is sufficient or insufficient resistance. And that is something what is hard to communicate. So what we've done, we did like reverse engineering, and we said there are like different resistances, and we can have a whatever, like 5-6 resistances, which is option number one. Or let's first, before we go on the market, test those multiple resistances, knowing people on the market who are in fitness industry and who are on the sports, and what they will do with that product. So basically what they expect from that product, what they are going to train with that. And because we knew what exercises and how they are going to train with that, what workouts they are going to be doing, so we were able to eliminate those multiple resistances, because it's really confusing for a lot of trainers to be able to decide what might be the right pick for me. And not all the time the pick is correct. And to be able to spend as low as possible for a product is also, I would say, one of the goals for everybody who's buying it. And if you will go to something like weight plates, I understand that you cannot have just 20-pound weight plate. You need to have variations. With elastic resistance, the difference is that the resistance is not the same. So when you are starting from the point zero, the resistance gradually goes up, and when you are getting back, it goes down. So the resistance is changing on the whole distance. But let's say there is a maximum length of every elastic band, and on that maximum length you normally measure the resistance. And we were trying to eliminate those multiple 6-7 resistances options into less options, because then it's easier to decide. And to be able to do that, we had to have data from the market. So knowing that resistance is not suitable, for example, for women, that the resistance is not suitable for youth athletes, and some kind of that stuff, and trying to balance it out and come up with one resistance for fitness market that would be able to cover men, women, youth, and everybody would be able to train with that. Solution was that in one package there are 2 ropes already, so you can easily scale up that resistance. So for example, women will be training with 1 rope and doing lunges and sprints and lower body training. Men will be training with 2 ropes, so you double up the resistance in the whole distance. So it's also gonna gradually grow up, but with doubled resistance. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in another video. as always, feel free to comment. If you want to ask anything, I will be happy to respond. I just believe that this is the only way how to stay true and how to stay open and communicating with you guys about anything you want to know. This is the relation I want to have. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.